What's up? I'm Dak.
I'm Zach.
And this is the Goonie Gang podcast.
Was I supposed to say that with you?
Maybe.
Probably
It would have sounded
sounded
a little better, but I think it still worked out pretty good.
This
This is actually the second recording of this because we lost the first recording.
first episode is lost out into the ether.
Shout out FL Studio for that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? One of us is going to have to get up and plug in the power to my phone because I didn't do that.
God,
But that's all right. I mean, everybody's got bloopers.
Oh! Everybody's got bloopers, yeah? Right when you say fucking cunt. Oh!
Jesus Christ.
I'm a fucking mess.
Could you imagine if it would have been like chain of events and you knocked the tripod over, ruined my phone, you fly through the window, slashing your throat on glass, and bleeding out and dying, and I just have to sit here and deal with all that trauma.
You better leave the recording on. If I die on camera, keep rolling.
Just you're just gurgling and fucking dying in the background.
You'll make money, whether snuff film or news reports.
Whatever it takes. So, yeah, we recorded a whole 2-hour podcast last night and lost the entire thing due to,
Stupidity.
couldn't even tell you what.
Dude,
FL not responding.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It was all filmed and recorded and mixed.
It was ready.
Yeah, it would have been first released. We could have released it today.
We could have.
But
timer set for hour 30 or just an hour?
just an hour. We only got an hour today, so we'll keep it short and sweet with this one to see if
the first official episode.
Yeah, the first official episode. I'm now attempting to just do this off Audacity. So
yeah, hopefully
just keeping
that works out because
if it doesn't, then I quit.
It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
It was a good run.
Right when we hit end. Right when we wrapped the first fucking recording, Fruity Loops just stopped responding and flatlined. And we were like, we sat around and waited for what, like 20, 30 minutes? Trying to we said, wait until responds.
Yeah.
And then it just never
responded.
We were like, oh no.
I'm like, this is fine. This is just my life. So.
It just hurt.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes, though.
But hopefully we got the bad glitch out of the way in the first place.
It just sucks because we had a lot of good stuff on that one.
2 hours of content.
2 hours
and
of
I
content.
wasted all my good questions. You're not going to have genuine reactions now.
Yeah, that's true. We could just banter, though.
We could. We're good at bantering. We're really
Let's
just
talk
talking.
about... Let me come up with a topic to start us off.
Dakota, before that happens, can we talk about...
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You seemed like you were coming at me with something very genuine.
No. Would you rather have 12-inch long balls or a 5-inch long head of your penis?
I'm going to go with the head.
Guaranteed 5 inches, right?
Well, there's a lot of nerves in it, too.
You know what's fucked up?
I'm serious.
You know what's fucked up?
Why are we laughing about? I mean,
no. I just remembered right before we hit record today, my mom texted me. She's like, "Hey, where's the podcast going to be showing up on? Like, is it going to be on Apple Music, Spotify? Where's it going to be?" And that's the first question I ask you. Fuck me, I guess.
it's going to be nowhere. We're really just going to do this, and then we're going to take it straight from here and upload the video and audio to Facebook so that the algorithm ruins it.
Oh, yeah.
Just like anything else that you post to Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could shoot something off a $10,000 camera and upload it to Facebook, and it'll make it look like you filmed it on a fucking potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
True.
Now we're going to be on YouTube. Zach set up the YouTube today.
Yes, I did.
He also set up our digital distribution, so we'll be on
Twitter. We're going to be on TikTok. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcasts.
And if you don't get a podcast, then fuck you.
Why are you here?
Why are you watching? We probably shouldn't do that because we need people to watch. Well, I don't need anybody to watch this shit.
I'm doing this for fun, but also I would like people to enjoy the content. So
I don't give a fuck if you enjoy the content.
Unfuck you.
Yeah. No, I'm standing my ground on that.
I folded like a lawn chair.
I'm like, I got to show them I have a backbone.
Start off with a very strong foot, and then I'm like, no, I'm going to fold.
So if people are ever like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't say that on your podcast that you guys created, that you spent money on.
I mean...
Because there's going to be people that try and tell us what to say.
If it flatlines, we start another podcast.
If it flatlines, then that's just like my music career. I'm used to it.
And my streaming career.
I'm used to it by now. We're good at flatlining stuff.
In the 6 months of having a YouTube channel, I posted 11 videos, and then stopped posting for like 2 months. Because I was just like, I don't want to edit any more videos.
You're like, I'm done.
I was sending out like a video a week, and I was always worried about like, oh, I got to get this shit edited, and I got to play this so I have more recording, and then I had to figure out, because my face cam was bullshit.
It's a job.
Yeah.
And it's a job.
I got
and
to
then
the
people
point
are
where
like,
I was just
and people are like, I can't believe these people make fucking money off YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a job.
Oh my God, the amount of money that flows through YouTube.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like the big time YouTubers.
Yeah,
what
it's nuts.
the fuck?
Yeah, like Shane Dawson and guys like that. It's nuts.
Markiplier and like PewDiePie. The gaming side of YouTube alone has so much money going through it. Like Jacksepticeye is always running. Like he's always raising money for charities.
The only gaming side of YouTube I'm really into is like Swagger Souls.
Swagger Souls is hilarious. The Misfits are great.
Yeah, I like watching those guys just because they have dark ass comedy. And I love it. And pages
Zuckles is an absolute madman.
I know in the back of Paige's mind, sometimes when I'm watching those videos, she's probably like, you don't even game, though. And I'm just sitting there watching these guys fucking roast each other on, like, CSGO and shit that I've never played.
Have you watched their podcast?
A little bit. I've watched one where they all, like, get drunk or high or just get fucked up in podcasts.
They're always fucked up in podcasts. But I think there's one that just doesn't do it. I haven't listened to them for a little bit. But their Amsterdam Story podcast, it's like their very first episode. And it was
really?
Just, oh, my God. It was nuts.
Really?
Apparently, they just had a Project X style night. Hangover, whatever, just wild rampage through Amsterdam.
Those guys party for sure.
They're unhinged.
Yeah.
I would not be
It was
able to
like
hang.
that in high school, too. It was like everybody thought like the nerdier group of people, like, well, you would categorize them as nerds, but I don't really think nerds exist, in my opinion.
No.
It's just people that are different than other people, and they needed something to call them.
Everybody wants labels.
Yeah. But in high school, there was like groups of what people would call the nerds. And those motherfuckers would party harder, outdrink everybody. They'd be like, you guys are fucking, it's alcohol. And there'd be people like puking in the bushes outside of a house party. They're like, are you good, bro?
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, these motherfuckers know how to party. And they know how to do it. And like, even back in the day when motherfuckers were getting caught, the nerds weren't snitching on nobody.
No.
They were just like, I'm about my shit.
Yeah.
Which was crazy to me.
The town that we grew up in is just such a weird kind of system.
Yeah.
Because nobody was actually going around like beating the crap out of people.
Yeah.
Like people would talk shit to other social groups. But other than that, like for me, I had connections in every group. Like there was a while for one of my really good friends through the later years of high school. There was a rumor going around that he wanted to beat my ass because I had computer lab with his girlfriend at the time, and I made her laugh. And it was bad. She was my computer lab partner, and I get nervous if nobody's laughing. So I was just like, haha, joke. And she was like, haha. And then somebody went out and was just like, you better beat his ass. He made your girlfriend laugh.
But back then, it's like you might as well have just showed her your dick, because at that point, that's what dudes that are like insecure like that, that's how they pretty much treat it. Like you make their lady laugh like they can't.
But then
and it's like, dude, I'm not trying to do it to like hit on your girlfriend. I'm anxious.
That was the rumor. that he wanted to beat my ass. And I like walked past his big group of friends. They were all like talking shit at the end of school. I like everybody who was leaving school, they stayed behind to like just talk shit. And he wasn't even like looking at me.
He like didn't care.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know what's going on.
People just like to stir shit up.
Yeah, and then a couple years later, I became really good friends with him, and we hung out like every single day after school. And I was like,
dude, I miss school.
I
Let's
even-
get into that. That's a good topic. If you could go back to high school and just do like maybe your senior year of high school over, would you? With the mindset that you have now on life and stuff? Or I should say the life experience that you have now?
I feel like I wouldn't be able to hang in high school. I wouldn't be able to do it anymore because, like, I can't even do simple math. Like, I was trying to do military time just to add a 30-minute break into my fucking work schedule the other day, and I was like...
You're like, I'm stroking a little bit over here.
I felt like I was Mason in Call of Duty. The numbers, Mason. What do they mean? And I was just like... And they were like... I was like, 23. And they were like, nope, that would be 20 minutes. No. No, it wasn't those numbers, but...
Dude, if I could go back, I'd do it. Just for a year, like... And not necessarily... If I could go back, like, how I'm living right now. Like, if I could still have my fiance and shit. But if it was, like... I don't know. If I was, like... put into that age group so I wasn't like a weirdo, like a weird 27-year-old going to school with a bunch of fucking kids. But just so I could go back and like prove to myself that I was like really just a piece of shit that didn't care in high school, because like I could have done so good in school. Like I did fantastic on my senior project because it was something that I was passionate about.
Same here.
And they were like, how you do so good on something so hard but you fuck up on like English.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, because I don't give a fuck about English. Do you hear me speaking to you right now? I can hold a conversation. I can read a book. What else do I need? Or like the pointless shit they would teach us. Like,
I had a lot of fun in drama, actually.
Yeah.
Well,
that makes sense.
I definitely could have been a theater kid if I actually like. I always did the.
I always thought about
I'm too cool to care about it, but I also didn't want to try in case I failed because I'm terrified of failure, which is hilarious because I'm terrified of failure to the point where I start something and then I quit it, which is still a failure. And I was like, hey, it could have been worse.
I always thought about it, but I was always like, well, that shit's not cool. I was like, that theater shit's fucking stupid.
I had so much
but it
fun.
would have been fun.
I had so much fun.
It would have been fun.
I mean, the drama teacher out there at Tammany,
she was over the top.
Oh yeah, she was so great though. I loved her.
Yeah, she was great.
I also liked literature and English. I liked most subjects, but when it got like too deep into it, I was just like, no, I'm
like math, like trying to teach me math. The only math I ever did good at was geometry, and it was because of the teacher that had taught me it.
Yeah, I loved the.
You know who I'm talking about is a he. He taught it back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was.
We're gonna try and not name names on this podcast because last night we were naming names, and I thought about it, and I was like, we're kind of airing people out right now.
Yeah. No, we're not gonna do that. Except, fuck you. No, I'm just kidding.
Dick. But no, if I was like thinking about it the other day, and I was like, that'd be a good topic to bring up. Like, if I could go back and like just do a year with the knowledge that I have now and like what I do for a living, like it would be so easy. I would be like, why did I ever think that this shit was hard? And why did I complain about coming here? I'm like, I get to go somewhere, and then I get to eat in the morning, eat in the lunch at a certain time, and then have a recess break or what, you know. You don't really get that in high school. You get a lunch because they're trying to fucking conform you to the societal standards of, okay, you're going to go to work and you're not going to have any breaks. You're going to get one lunch.
I loved the classic clapback. You're going to use this every day of your life when it came to algebra. And I'm just like, I've gone like, I don't know. 15 years without using it.
Yeah.
Didn't even use it in school.
Yeah. Literally. I would fail at all of that so much. And it's because like it was like 50-50. Like 50% of me just didn't give a fuck, and the other 50% the teacher was like, that guy doesn't give a fuck. So it was 100% my fault because I didn't give enough of a fuck for a teacher to even want to help me with it. But at the same time, it's like I don't use that shit. And this is the thing that I've noticed too about like the time that we grew up in. Like YouTube tutorials and shit weren't super big when we were growing up. Now, 90% of the shit that I do with my life, if I need to learn something, I just Google right or now, YouTube how to do it.
I don't know anything about welding, and I could Google how do I weld, and it would pop up immediately with 18,000 tutorials.
And it might, your first few times might not be that good, but you might be able to, you'd know how to set up a welder to run it.
I could Google how do I perform this surgery.
Yeah.
And
something would come up, and they'd be like, "Put some ice in your bathtub. Keep them comfortable." You're like, "Whoa! I just wanted to know. Like, I just wanted to know how it was done. I'm doing it.
Oh, it must be a sketch comedy." And then it's just like,
I'm not doing it.
Oh shit! Wait, I'm not even on YouTube. What's the dark web? What is this?
A little jumping backdoor to backdoor, end up in the wrong fucking spot between a rock and a hard place.
We have always gotten to that 3 a.m. just play YouTube and let it just scroll. Mm-hmm. What is the deepest hole you've gotten into in YouTube? Have you woken up at like 4:30 a.m. with primitive tech playing on the
I don't know. I would almost compare it to like when I was a kid. And we'd be watching like cable TV, and you'd wake up and it'd be like, "Get right with Jesus now," and it's like a fucking Cross Point something church out of fucking somewhere in the middle of the United States. It's like it's a cult like shit, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this on my TV?" And it's just, pouring into my brain while I'm sleeping.
The music ads. Those were hilarious.
Oh my god! This is fucking 100 songs on a CD.
Yeah,
and it's like no,
it wasn't on a single. It wasn't on a single CD. It was like buy this whole set now.
Yeah,
and it was like 18 discs, and you're just like,
why would I ever need 18 CDs of gospel music, Frank? Like, why are you trying to fucking sell me this shit at 4 a.m. when no one's? It's because you can't afford a good slot, and no one's gonna watch your bullshit paid programming. No one wants to see your shit, pal.
I remember one of the most jarring ones was the what was the Carlos Mencia, or no, it was George Lopez. George Lopez, his fucking show, the George Lopez show, and it screamed Lowrider. And it always played that intro at 3 a.m. every fucking night. So if you fell on the couch, yes,
you're like, holy shit, dude.
Wake up! Oh god, what? I'm being assaulted by a mariachi band. What's going on?
You're like, I need some water. What the fuck's going on right now?
No, I remember thinking Adult Swim was scary. I saw that Aqua Team Hunger Force one time.
I loved that show.
I woke up on the couch one time. I was like, I should not be watching this. Because
I was like started seeing that shit in like 6th and 7th grade, and that's like when I started smoking weed. So I was like, this show's cool. It's like the little like weird shit like that, or like the Eric Andre show that you have to be like some sort of like
I fucking love Eric
some
Andre.
Sort of intoxicated to understand the show.
Have you seen the Eric Andre show clip where he brings a live bear?
Yes, I've seen it all, dude. That motherfucker. It would be so hard to agree to do an interview with that guy because you just don't know what's going to happen.
I love the fact that Eric just like right when the bear hits the stage, he's like, this was a huge mistake. This was the worst mistake ever. We should not have done this. And they're all just like backing up. I'm just like, that is a whole ass bear.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Or when he had like, I think he had T.I. on there. And fucking somebody came out of the floor and like grabbed T.I.'s legs. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
I love the Tyler the Creator one where he's like, "We found your dad," and it's just this guy up in the window staring at him.
It's funny because guys like Tyler the Creator just play along with shit like that. Oh yeah,
I mean they did a slow zoom in on him, and he was like, wasn't he crying or he like fake cried
something?
And it just held the camera there for just.
Dude, did you see the episode with Dennis Rodman?
No.
He did an episode with Dennis Rodman, and I'm pretty sure they were both on acid. Because that a lot of the times he would be like, I feel like knowing what it looks like when people drop acid or whatever. There's been a few times I've watched that show. I'm like, Eric Andre's high on acid, and that dude's also high on acid. Because you can just see it like Dennis Rodman was sitting there fucking profusely sweating the whole time. And he was just like, yeah. And Eric Andre was just doing weird shit to fuck with him. So I feel like he was like, hey, man, you want to drop acid and come on the show? And it's Dennis Rodman. He's probably like, yeah, why not? And he like started talking to him about like Korea. In North Korea and like him like meeting Kim Jong Un. He's like, did you see any bodies in the?
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's like, did you see any bodies in the freezer? And you could tell Dennis Rodman was like tripping balls, dude.
Just all wide-eyed freaking.
Yes, just fucked off.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my god, I feel bad for Dennis Rodman right now. He's probably in the fucking different dimension trying to collect himself.
God.
Good shit. What else?
I had another question. Let me, I was trying to think of it, but I'm going to have to bring my phone up, so sorry, guys. Cut this out. Jamie, cut this out.
Yeah, Jamie, cut this out. Future me, cut this out.
I can edit the video if you want me to.
Sweet.
Where the fuck is all this?
And we're back.
All right.
Just one big fucking dead space in the video.
Not even cut any of this out.
Just leave it. I don't care. Fuck it.
Would you rather have herpes for life or only drink Slurpees for life?
Why do you... Some of the questions you ask are just fucked.
This is the only one that's really been off the wall.
Like Slurpees is the only thing you can have for food?
For drinks.
There's no nutritional values. They got ways of dealing with herpes. I'll take the herpes.
I guess herpes is already for life, so if you have herpes, you...
Yeah.
That's a bad...
How long you think you could last on fucking Slurpees, homeboy? Just drinking Slurpees? I'd make it maybe a day.
I'd make it a week, and then they'd be like, you have diabetes, and your left foot is falling off.
You're dead. You're actually dead, sir.
How much time do I have left, doctor? 3? Oh, months? 2? Oh no? 1?
You're dead. Yeah, I'm gonna take the herpes on that one.
Yeah. Okay. That's a bad one.
I'm not gonna say I like that question, but I don't hate it.
All right.
But yeah, I'll do herpes. I'll take herpes for 500.
So there's a new movie coming out. It's called Cocaine Bear. This is not a punchline. This is a real thing that happened.
I was gonna say.
This is a real.
I'm
thing
like, where was somebody? You're gonna pop out and be like, "These nuts!" after I say something. One of those fucking things.
Who?
What
cares?
I fucking hate you. Anyways, back to Cocaine Bear. I gotta know about
so
this.
there was this. I can't remember just off the top of my head. So there was this guy that used to be a lawyer and a pilot. He was like a jack of all trades, just crazy kind of guy. But he became a pilot, started smuggling drugs for the cartel or something. And he had to bail out of his plane one time. And he pointed it towards one of the oceans, bailed out of his plane. His parachute did not open all the way. He slams into the ground with 77 pounds of cocaine on him.
77, huh?
Yeah, in a duffel bag. And he's wearing a bulletproof vest.
How many kilos is in a pound?
I don't fucking know. I just told you I haven't used algebra in forever. We don't have.
I don't think algebra has anything to do with that. That's the metric system.
I just told you I have issues with simple math. All right, cunt.
Good eye, cunt.
How many kilos are in a fucking pound? Fuck you, guy.
Damn, dude. It's not my fault. You're fucking dumb.
Okay.
I think how many is it? It's got to be like 10?
I don't know.
Look it up.
Man.
See if your phone will get good enough service, because I got to know now. Also, I want to take this podcast to, like, maybe a scary place. Maybe we could tell some scary stories.
Do you believe in aliens?
Do I believe in aliens? 100%. Let's take this podcast to a weird place. Let's take it to a conspiracy place, because this is something I could get behind 100% because
conspiracies are fun.
They're fun.
Dude, holy shit. Everybody
I'm not like too far down the hole. Like, I can still, like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, it's time to take a couple steps back.
The same guy that allegedly wanted to kick my ass, him and I smoked one time, and then we watched Ancient Aliens.
Always a good combo.
We were just like, whoa, so the pyramids are like gas stations for aliens? Whoa.
Whoa.
The answer is 0.454 kilograms are in a pound.
0.454. So there's a lot of kilos in a pound.
I mean, yeah?
Wait, no. Then that means a kilo is more than a pound. 0.454. That would mean that a kilo. That would mean that a pound is like half a kilogram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere or close to it.
That's what I just said. Kind of.
Fucking 3/8 of a kilo. 7/16 of a kilo, something like that. I don't fucking know.
It's half a pound.
Well,
or
half a kilo. 0.500 would be.
Well, I mean, it's close enough you can round up.
Anyways, aliens.
Anyways.
Do you believe in aliens?
Oh, absolutely.
You want me to turn towards the... Yeah. Fuck these guys, dude. I don't even care about these people.
We care about you. Sorry. He's a cunt.
Aliens.
Absolutely. I think it's ignorant to think that we are the only life.
Considering how small we are.
In this...
On a scale of...
Constantly expanding universe.
Yeah.
Galaxy.
It never ends. You think about that? It just goes forever.
Oh, God.
We don't even understand what forever is.
Yeah.
Forever is forever.
No. You couldn't even... The human mind can't even fathom, like, $1 trillion.
No.
Like, try and visualize $1 trillion of one thing.
This room's not big enough for it.
No.
I'm not saying that this room's big or anything, but it's $1 trillion wouldn't fit in here in one.
Huge room. We have our chef back there. Hey,
Jamie!
Jamie!
Yeah! Could you get me a... Y'all
Cocaine.
Take a sandwich with...
Cucumbers
and a little avocado, please. Just something light. We got a chef back there doing stuff. The podcast has been very successful for this half of episode we're into so far. So.
Oh, I have something to say about that. Do you remember when we started recording? Because my timer didn't start.
Yeah, it says about 28 minutes ago.
Okay. Yeah,
so we're doing pretty good.
You have that down there.
I got it right there. Yeah, they can probably see it, and they're like, these guys need to get a better setup. And you know what? You're right.
I have a whiskey decanter, all right? We are obviously doing fine. This is Kiki, by the way. He saved my life multiple times. Do you believe in any superstitions?
Like, do I believe in any superstitions, or am I superstitious? Would that be the same, basically asking the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like, what kinds? Like, I don't walk underneath ladders. I don't open umbrellas inside of houses.
Step on cracks?
I don't step on cracks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm kind of weird like that. I don't know. I'm very superstitious, especially when it came to, like, when I was, like, racing motorcycles and stuff. There were certain things that I would do that I was, like, just superstitious about.
Okay.
Like, or if...
Kind of like a sports kind of thing.
Yes.
Where you're like, this is my lucky shirt. That'll make the Jets win. And then everybody else is like, you're fucking stupid, James.
You're weird. You're weird, Carl. The Jets never win. You're weird, bud. It doesn't matter what fucking stained up suit you fucking wear to the viewing party. They're never winning.
What is it, Big Daddy, when they got the little boy to yell "fuck the Jets" or something like that?
Yeah.
Or the Jets suck or some shit.
Yeah.
So funny.
That's do you have any superstitions?
I don't know. I usually try and test the boundaries of shit.
I have this weird one where if I get a new helmet, whether it be for riding dirt bikes, riding mountain bikes, anything, I'll take it and I drop it on the ground and scratch the paint. Gets the first crash out of it.
Yeah.
That's my superstition for that.
All right.
And I'm not the only one at all that has that So many people do that. There's probably millions of people that have done that.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that.
It's one of those things that I don't know.
It
feels weird.
If it's too fresh and brand new, you're begging for something to happen to it.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. I don't like...
That's why I crash my car. Like, anytime I get a new car, I just...
you just crash it? You just get the first one out of the way.
No, I'll drive up to a curb and make sure I slice my tire right next to it.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is I'll go to the lot, and then when I get off the lot, I'll go to the nearest gas station, and I'll pull in, like, real close, and then I'll be like, "What'd you say, honey?" And open my door as hard as I can, and you just got to get the first one out of the way. That way, from there on out, you're not like, "Oh my god, I fucked up my door." You're like, "It's just a thing of mine." It's just
when I first got my Tacoma, I was so fucking like, I was like, "Oh my god, my precious, nobody touch it." And Missy's like, "My car's dead." I'm like, "You're not driving mine. You better learn how to walk to work." And she's like,
when you spend that much,
kind of rude.
When you spend that much money on something, though, it's hard to. That was the first thing I did after I got mine. Was I paid extra to have Paige put on my insurance. I was like, so if you drive it and something does happen, we're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could say anything about insurance, but apparently State Farm,
they fucked you.
A couple hours ago, they were just like, "Yeah, we know you set up auto pay,
but
we canceled it." All of the insurance, but I kept my renter's insurance.
Nice.
They called me the other day. They were like, "Yeah, we're looking to confirm your payment for like $8." I was like, "Should be more than that." They were like, "No, it's just $8." I was like, "There's a whole brand new pickup on that, so it should be. I mean, if it is $8, then fucking yippee."
Sweet. You're like, "Can I pay a few months out?"
Yeah. I mean, I'll pay for the next 5 years.
You're like, "Let's do this. Let's get weird."
I'm ready. And then they were like, "No, we're not seeing a truck on there." I was like, "Check again, Deborah."
And then there was just no truck on there.
I've had it on there since last year, March last year. And then just last few days, they called me. They're like, "Yeah, you need to make a payment. You're just a couple days past due."
I've gone through multiple like mom and pop insurance places and State Farm, and they always fucked my shit up. So I've been with Geico for like the last 4 years now, and they haven't fucked my shit up ever.
Okay. Well, maybe it's worth looking into.
In fact, they don't make, like, they want you to do auto pay, but I never do it because I like physically paying bills. I'm kind of weird like that.
Me too, but
like at the beginning of the month, I like to be like, okay, paid that. Like, I'll sit down right after I get paid. Yeah, I go through like my little weirdo checklist. I kind of like doing shit like that.
I don't know which area it sounds better with.
I'm just talking right into the top of it.
Right into the top of it? Just
yeah, just put it down here and just neck the root. Just work the neck. Just stretch those jaw muscles out a little bit. Yeah. If you could fit this whole thing in your mouth, I'd be like, cut.
We're not doing a podcast anymore. Savage has a different skill set.
I'm like, call in the
Python.
Call in the Python. We're making some money tonight.
Podcast is now being distributed to a completely different platform. So, sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
Sorry, Mom.
I wanted to get back into, because the one topic I did want to dive into with you and not let our ADHD bounce us all over the place like it usually does.
Yeah, trampolines, every wall.
And stick to this topic
ceiling.
for a minute. Conspiracy theories. What are some of the conspiracy theories that you're invested into personally?
Mr. Bean assassinated JFK.
Is that a real one, or is that just some dumb shit? That's just some dumb shit. That's not even a real fucking conspiracy theory, dude. I fucking hate you so much. This motherfucker yesterday looked at me straight in the face, as serious as a fucking heart attack, and said, "Mr. Bean assassinated JFK." And I had to like step back, close my eyes, imagine myself not blowing my brains out for a second. I was like, Zach, you can't be serious right now. Because I'm into a lot of out-of-pocket conspiracy theories, But Mr. Bean assassinating JFK is not fucking one of them. I'd never even heard about it until you said something.
I know, because I made it up.
That's great.
I made it up with
and
my
that's
Discord
the cool thing
friends.
that's the cool thing about conspiracy theories.
It can be literally anything.
It could be anything.
The ship that crashed in Roswell was actually filled with human ears. They don't know how they got there.
Little do you know. The planter outside that's holding that tree, there's 10 dead people buried beneath of it.
I don't doubt it, actually. Have you looked into the history of downtown?
Huh.
Oh, my fucking God.
So the chances of this place being like...
Haunted? Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
Oh, so much.
How am I ever going to come in here by myself?
You're not.
Well, I got to make shirts.
I'll help you.
No.
You don't want me to help?
Because then no, it's not that I don't want your help, because then I'll feel obligated to fucking pay you. And I don't like people that work for free. I don't do that.
You don't like people.
I would never ever work for free. And 2, I would never let anybody work for me for free.
Well, I mean,
because I would never work for free, so I would hold myself and the people around me to the same standards.
I guess I kind of put money into this too. I was thinking like, oh no, you bought all of this, so if you just let me
we split
yeah.
that. This is yours.
Yeah, we've both kind of thrown money into this.
Yeah,
proud of that. We're working on it.
Yep.
This is the centerpiece.
This podcast sucks.
I mean,
I'm just kidding.
It'll suck even more if you keep facing towards me, like we're having a debate.
Well, and you know what I noticed is that it doesn't. It does matter, but it kind of doesn't, because if you watch all the other like high end bougie podcasts, they're not looking at a camera. Like even with like when Bert Kreischer and like Tom Segura will have a podcast, they'll just stare at each other and fucking cackle for like an hour.
And then Bert will take large swigs of his gallon of fucking Kool-Aid. Like a degenerate freak.
Kool-Aid, dude.
I love the machine.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Comedians that I could only hope to be as funny as, but will never be as funny as.
God. Hey, don't sell yourself short.
Yeah.
You're
Those
funny.
guys are on a different level, man.
They are.
There's levels to this shit.
They also have years and years and years of stand-up experience, just comedy in general experience. Yeah. We've only told jokes to a couple friends and strangers.
A couple prostitutes.
Yeah. And none of them even laughed until we gave them $1. And then
the best part is when you tell a joke to somebody and they don't laugh. I love do you know who BG Cumby is?
No.
On YouTube?
BG Gumby?
BG Cumby. You're missing out.
Gumby.
He did a whole his like base of comedy. Do you know who Sam Hyde is?
No.
Damn, dude. Comedic legends on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
But BG Cumby's whole thing is like he's based off being so awkward that it's funny.
It's
he
like
did a whole stand-up.
Dimitri Martin.
Yeah, but way more awkward. Dimitri Martin's not even the tip of the fucking BG Cumby iceberg, dude.
Really?
I'll link you to some stuff. But BG Cumby did his like first stand-up, and he would go up there and do jokes like this, and then he'd be like, "Yeah." And then people would laugh at how awkward it was. And he's like, I'm not leaving from up here until the security gets me. And he stood up there for like, he made it like 20 minutes. And it was just like an open mic. So they were just doing like quick little like 15, 20-minute slots. Nothing, probably not even that, like a 10-minute slot.
Oh, yeah.
And security had to literally come grab him off the stage. Like he made it so weird that it was hilarious.
That's fucking great.
But some of the comedy skits he does like on his YouTube is just like second to none.
Oh yeah.
And it's like underground comedy. Like a lot of people know about BG Cumby, but obviously not a whole lot of people know because you didn't know who he was.
I also live under a rock.
So do I though.
No, you don't. You're out there.
We live on a rock, if you think about it.
It's called Earth.
Yeah.
We're pretty big.
Flying through vast foreverness.
Yes. We're on a
and then there's another
spaceship hurtling through forever and nothingness.
There's another thing that's flying and through everything. Vast nothingness that's on fire.
That keeps us just warm enough
to survive.
Well, that's fucking weird.
What's going to keep keeping
That's
us
weird.
warmer and warmer and warmer and warmer until we eventually die out.
Did you see the actual pictures of the black hole a couple years ago when it came out?
No.
Yeah, they got actual photographs of a black hole, and it is wild.
Really?
Interstellar was really, really close, if I remember right.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
That's crazy. I love that movie.
Oh
I
my
love that
God,
movie.
seriously.
The concept and the acting and everything
Oh, yeah.
behind that movie is fucking fantastic.
Murph!
Shut the fuck up. No, but like another thing that I was watching a scientist say is he's like, we wouldn't even know if we got sucked into a black hole.
No, we'd be spaghettified and then done.
Like even that, like, would we even be spaghettified? Who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows what's
Yeah.
on the other side
Well,
of it?
that's the theory, that we would basically be stretched. Just. If I remember right, I think that
Because a black
all
hole
of my
stretches.
shit is me saying, if I remember right.
Because a black hole is like a stretch of time and space, isn't it?
I mean, that's the assumption.
Hopefully it fucking... You know what? And this is my favorite thing to do on Facebook when people are complaining about stuff or like complaining about politics not going their way like a bunch of fucking idiots. I like to get on I did this a couple times, especially like during COVID and stuff when everybody was like politically just fucking going at each other. I would comment and I would be like, I hope a big giant space rock ass fucks our earth and kills us all. And people would like reply to my comment and be like, why?
You good?
And they're like, are you okay? I'm like, are you guys okay? You guys are like bickering at each other about politicians that don't fucking care about either of you.
Oh, no. No.
They don't care.
Politicians do not give a single shit about
But
what
they need
happens
you to
us.
give a shit about them to make
yeah.
them relevant.
They're the greatest actors, for the most part.
And they're all old people that have such old views on things.
Seriously. Isn't it like in Congress the average age is like 75 or some shit like that?
I don't know.
I don't trust them to fucking drive.
Dude, they let them be there till they die.
Let's talk about that. If you're over the age of 65, you need to be tested every year for your
To
driving
drive?
test. Yes. Because I've almost been hit by so many old ladies.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
definitely.
nuts.
Or you're just driving behind one that's going slow and you're like, just die already. Just fucking die.
Your coffin has wheels. Why?
Yeah. I'm usually not that mean, but god damn it, dude. Sometimes, especially like...
There is one older person that I actually trust with my life, like driving anything. And it is my grandpa. That man is a fucking god. Like,
Is
he
he?
is a badass.
I don't trust my grandpa's dead now.
I wouldn't trust
Both
him to
of them
drive a
are,
car
but-
either.
Yeah. The only thing
Considering-
my grandparents are driving is nothing. I got one grandma left, but she's going to live to like 150, dude. She's like so healthy.
Yeah?
She's had like a fucking... I think she's 92.
Damn.
She's had a hip replacement and she's still like gardens, bro.
God damn.
She
All right.
ripped her pacemaker out gardening and then like got really
Holy
sick
shit.
and then had to get it put back in. And then she's like, yeah, she's been through some shit, man.
My God.
Strongest woman I know next to my mother.
My grandpa, he's not the same way. He had his appendix burst a couple of years ago, and
God, that sounds like such a horrible ordeal to go through.
seriously. And he had it happen like when he was in his 60s, I think, and he was still trucking. He was like, "I'm in pain," and then
I'm in
you're just
pain.
like, "What?"
He's like,
He's like,
this
"It
hurts.
kind of hurts,"
He's like, this hurts.
and I'm like, "You scare me." I didn't even hear that he was in the hospital, had a surgery until he got back into town.
yeah, they don't tell you because
Yeah,
they're
he's like,
old and
"Oh,
they're
yeah,
like,
my
I don't
appendix
want to let
burst."
anybody know. If I just fucking die in here, it'll be that.
No, it's just
didn't-
he knew he was going to be fine.
Yeah,
Guy's a badass. He's been logging all his life and everything, and
that'll do it.
yeah, he knows what he can live through, and I'm pretty confident he can live through
Some
everything.
old people are fucking resilient.
He is built different.
Yeah,
It is nuts.
they live through like
Shout out to my grandpa.
the fucking all the
You're a
shit.
monster. Love you, grandpa.
He's like, how do you work this fucking thing to watch this? Is he technologically
Oh
up
yeah,
on it? Damn,
texting
dude.
shit all the time. He's got emails.
Well, how old is he?
I think he's 72, 74.
Oh, well, he's young. Remember how I was telling you, like 70s when you start getting old?
I mean,
He's a youngster.
yeah. 70's the new 30.
Damn, what's that? What are we, 12 then? What's that mean for us?
I still feel like I'm 12 sometimes.
I feel that. What do we... I'm trying to think of something good to come up with for the first episode or some crazy shit to talk about that's going on in the world.
Let's talk about
right
how
now.
When did you get the great idea to make clothes?
I've been thinking about it for over a year. Actually, was the one who...
Jamie, omit that.
It was the one who supported me in doing it.
What happened?
So I just saw footsteps underneath the door. Did you not see that?
No. We're being haunted.
Probably. But anyways, Kane Tippett was the one who got me into making clothes or like doing my brand.
Yeah.
And he helped me like come up with concepts for it and stuff.
Do you
Which
just
is
like draw up the design on your laptop on like...
I came up with it on Adobe Illustrator. Like I just, back to the YouTube tutorials. I just watched a couple of tutorials on how to work it. And then, I kind of went from there.
Quit looking over there. You're making me nervous. You're like a dog that's staring in the fucking corner of the room.
Dude, that's the worst. That's the worst. You're like, Fido.
You see that? Bark.
It's like, hey, dude, you got to stop doing that. Your mom's not home, and I'm going to fucking piss my pants.
Have you seen the video of the guy? His cat is meowing at the corner of the room, and it's just an empty corner. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. It's a fucking corner. And the cat's like, meow. He's like, it's still a corner. I don't know what to tell you, dude. It's just a corner. Meow. Stop it.
Out of control.
Oh, my God. It's so funny. He's just yelling at his cat back and forth, back and forth. It's just great.
But...
I gotta go to Staples after this. Oh, they're gonna be closed.
How do we get so off topic?
ADHD.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It also hurts that we lost like all the good, genuine reactions.
Yeah.
To all my off the wall questions.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta.
Do you want to just kind of roll through some of them again? I feel like
you can. We got about.
They're good. They're good.
We got about 15 more minutes left.
Yeah.
So we could probably make it through those.
Actually, I don't think I told you about this. I was doing my job the other day, driving out of town, and I saw a truck with a Uber and a Lyft sticker, and then it also had a fake taxi sticker.
Nice.
And
nice.
Did I already tell you that?
No.
No?
But.
It's so fucking funny. I was like, dude, don't.
You're like, don't do that.
You're a bad person.
You're
playing with fire.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was so funny.
The wrong person's going to get inside that vehicle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Have you ever thought about how weird it was to, like, you remember, like, back in grade school when you got your friend's number or, like, a girl you like's number and you, like, had to call their house?
Mm-hmm.
How exactly does that evolve? Like, what was the step before that? Hey, what's your fax?
Yeah,
huh?
I don't know.
Can I fax you a picture?
I've never really thought about that.
When did the dick pic come up?
I don't know. As soon as you could send pictures over cell phones.
Once people got unlimited data, they were like, "Oh,
it's game over."
All right,
I'm sending
these
something.
2 megapixels are gonna do some work.
Dude, what about? I saw this meme the other day that hit me right in my fucking soul. That was like, when was it? At one point, you hung out with your friends you went and played for the last time, but you didn't even know it was the last time you were gonna go play.
I recently logged on to my
when
Xbox.
The fuck was that? Not even just in real life, like playing outside with friends.
Oh yeah.
You meet everybody, and that was the cool thing about like the way I grew up is like none of my friend group had cell phones until like 7th grade.
Yeah.
So it was like ride over to buddy's house and see if everybody's bikes are out front or see whose bike's out front.
Yeah.
And that was like how we rolled. And then
there was always the one kid that like didn't have a bike and had to run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, come on, Jared, you fucking idiot. Come on, poor bitch. Come on.
You're like, I got.
He was the most in shape kid. He's just like.
He's like, I'm coming to wherever we're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I thought that made me think hard, though. It's like, when was the last time I went out and played?
No, I recently got back onto my Xbox Live account, and I was looking through my friends list, and it's like, last active 8 years ago. I was like, oh, yikes. I mean, it just, like, all the numbers were just jumping all over the place. I only saw, like, 2 or 3 people that were still active. I was like,
Oh, God.
Everybody's growing up.
Yeah.
I don't want to play video games anymore.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I miss playing video games and stuff sometimes, but other times I'm like, I would get too lost into it and I wouldn't do anything else.
Yeah. No, I definitely have that issue. That's why I was streaming.
It's escape. It's escapism.
Oh, yeah.
For
I don't
sure.
want to deal with outside.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with real life. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The only person I usually want to interact with are sometimes my family. I love you guys to death, but sometimes I don't want to. Missy. Jamie. Omit that.
We're going to get our whole fucking podcast doxxed because Joe Rogan's like, I'm the only motherfucker that has a Jamie, bitch.
Change
he just like
change it in post to like Billy or something.
Yeah, let me just fucking yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Billy, change your name.
I don't think you realize how long that would take. That's the reason why that was so funny to me. I was thinking about all the times you said Jamie.
I do realize
and
it.
taking a sound bite and going through all that. I'd be like, it's 2 a.m. I got work at 5 a.m. I'm like, hey, Zach, I finally finished everything. And you're like, dude, why are you messaging me? It's 2 a.m., okay?
Jesus.
Get your priorities straight.
I mean, we'll just have to find another word then. Another name. Oi, cunt. Something
Giuseppe
like that.
Stromboli.
No, I am. My name is Giuseppe Stromboli.
And my name is not Giuseppe Stromboli.
I love that. That was a great idea.
Now people will get it. Only the people that watch. Other people will be like, what? What is Giuseppe? Why is he eating Stromboli? What's going on?
It was so funny. Like, people would, like, just randomly try and talk shit. Be like, my name is Giuseppe Stromboli, and I shotgunned you in the dick. Shut the fuck up. You're like, stop. Why do you keep saying your name? And they'd cut off, like, halfway through that sentence. I'd be like, you know that bitch asked me why I keep saying it. Like, why do you keep... And then they'd cut off, and I'd be like...
You're like, because I'm a Giuseppe Stromboli.
My name is Giuseppe Stromboli. Your grandma has my pager number.
Oh, my God, dude.
It's so fucking funny. It's my favorite stream character I've ever come across.
I'm trying to think of the name that I had. It was like Scrody McBooger Balls or some fucking
my Xbox Live
shit.
account, when I logged into it, it was Vigilante, spelt with only letters, spelt with only letters.
Wow, really?
Hey, no,
you're a fucking scientist of the sorts. I'm like, photosynthesis, right? LeBron James. we're like, what are we?
No, it's spelt with like maybe 3 letters, and the rest are just numbers. And then my name before that was Too White Photius. And people,
of course it was.
Well, that was around the time that I discovered that I could go real deep with my voice.
Yeah.
And I just talk to people in like deep voice all the time. They're like, I think he is black.
They're like, this guy might
I think his name is a red herring. I think he's faking it.
He's
like,
trying to get
Yo,
in.
man, I just fucking smoked your ass. And they'd be like,
they're like, what? They're like,
I'm looking at this.
I'm looking at this gamer tag, and things just aren't adding up here.
I had my. You remember the Xbox? They had their little avatars and shit.
Yeah.
I had them wearing like boat shoes, khakis, and a button up and shit, with like a little hair swoop and everything. So fucking funny.
You're like, oh my God.
Run around yelling Apple Street.
Oh my God. Not the fucking Apple Street.
Apple Street for life, dude.
My
mom is. I want you to know. You remember when you told me to put the tape on my chest for the school pictures that year?
I'm trying to think.
You were the one that told me to take a little piece of tape, put it on my chest for my school photo, and put Apple Street for life on it.
Did you do it?
Yeah. I still have
Nice.
it, and my mom is still furious that I did that.
Nice.
She's like, we pay good money for those pictures, and you fucked it up.
Nice.
And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but I made my friends laugh, so.
The power of laughter. Make you do some fucked up shit.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think of how to segue out of this.
Segue out of this?
Yeah.
Dakota, where can people buy your clothes?
Nowhere. Because I haven't set up an online store or
That's
anything.
fucking great.
Yet.
My God.
I just literally got this space to make the clothes, and it just ended up working to be able to fit this in here too. So once I have some one-of-ones that I've sold.
Yeah.
But it's just to like friends and shit.
I'm still waiting for mine.
Working on getting my business license before I make anything else. So that way the space and everything checks out legit. That way if somebody
do
ever
people
did
on Etsy do they have business licenses?
You're supposed to have a reseller's permit at least. But in Idaho, from what I've been told, and I don't know if it's completely true, your business license acts as a reseller's permit. But I'm still gonna get a reseller's permit or whatever. So
all right. Yeah.
I'm just waiting to do it to where it's all like legitimate.
Because
that way,
technically what you're doing is reselling. You're buying the shirts, but then you're adding a print to it.
yeah, I buy them for a certain price. Plus, I can get a better price if I have a business license.
Okay.
So I can get a better price.
You can buy in bulk too.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, I won't really buy in bulk. I'll do like my idea behind it to not have overhead, because that's where people fuck up when they try and start small business. I feel like is they get a bunch of overhead and they have nowhere to move it. I feel like if you're constantly making something that people want, then that's when you can like build up. So like I'm gonna do, post, say on my Instagram, I'll post this design and be like, the first 10 people that message me that want this are the only 10 people that are ever gonna get it. Right. And then, bam, they get it for that certain price, and I let them know the price beforehand. I order, I say, what sizes do you need? I pre-order everything, and I say, okay, I'll have it to you in 2 weeks. And then I make everything, press it, do all that, package their shit, and then ship it off to them. That way, it's low overhead, and it's a low-risk business, basically. Right. Since I'm, it's not like I'm sitting on a huge nest egg to where I could fall back on for my business, so... It's low risk, low return in the beginning, but there will be a return, and it will pay for this space.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprisingly cheap.
Yeah, it is. It is, but when you're like I said, I could just pay for it, but I want to be able to pay for it with my business. Yeah. So when you're starting out with a business, at least
you have some profit.
Yeah, exactly. So it seems like a decent amount of money for rent when you're using your small business that is not even off the ground yet to pay for it. But at the same time, it's like motivation. Okay. It's motivation to bust your ass at your small business. So
absolutely, because you have your own separate space, and not like
exactly.
I'm doing this out of my garage, so if I want to, I can just take a break and go inside.
Exactly.
No, you have your own space. When you're in this, you're in business mode.
Yeah.
That's why I had my own studio room for when I was streaming.
Yep.
And
you have to be able to separate.
I would stream for like 8 to 10 hours sometimes. Like I would have long ass streams of me just dicking around, and then
my goal with my business in this space is by the end of this year is to have enough machines in here to where we have to relocate this.
Okay.
To where I'm utilizing the space and I'm like doing my own thing by then.
I'm down.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by then I'll be, it probably not in a year's time. I want to say like a year and a half, 2 years, I could probably work for myself.
Yeah.
And is
this just a monthly lease or is
it? This is month to month. So I'm not and so
you're not locked into a lease. It's like, okay, well, I have the space for a fucking year. So
yeah, exactly. It's month to month, and the people that own it are super cool. The people that manage it are super cool. So that's my goal by the end of 2022 in wintertime is to have enough equipment in here and be running enough shit to where it's like, okay, we got to find a new place to do this. So that way then we can really have everything separate. We'll have this separated. So it's like when I walk in here, I'm not thinking, because as soon as I see a microphone, I'm like, oh, that'd be a good idea for the podcast. When I walk into somewhere that's a space where I'm trying to work on one certain thing, it's like when I go into work every day, all I see is boats.
Yeah.
So that I'm focused on boats. It's not like they have it's not like I have my bicycle sitting there. So in the back of my head, I'm like, I could be riding that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when I'm busting my ass doing this shit by myself, I'll be thinking, I could just be sitting down recording a podcast right now.
Well, you won't be alone, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with the haunted ghosts around.
Yeah. I'll have Paige down here helping me. She's excited. She's like, she's like,
That's awesome.
I want to come help you press shirts and stuff like that. So I'm going to make her some shirts, and yeah, it'll be good. That's the other reason I got this space, is I wanted her to have a place to where she could keep her books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like bookkeep for her, even though she has an accountant that does it, like somewhere for us to file and like keep track of taxes and all that shit. Cause we live in a 1-bedroom. So it's small. We don't really have an extra room to fucking, which, you know, it's whatever paying for it. But I would rather have a place detached from my house to where I can just come and be alone and just zone out on the fucking t-shirts.
Paint the walls.
Yeah. Paint the walls. Yep.
Paint the walls in your seed.
Exactly. I'm sure that's already been done in here.
Oh, no, it definitely has.
We'll get into that at a later episode.
Studio, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, this is...
And on that note...
I'm Dak.
I'm Zach.
And this has been the first episode of
the Goonie Gang podcast. That's right, baby.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
like we said, Zach made the YouTube, so it'll be on YouTube. I'm the audio guy. He's the video guy, so I'm going to send him the videos, send him the audio, and then...
Yeah, absolutely. Find us on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We need to start making Twitter posts.
I hate Twitter.
I have never worked
I hate
Twitter.
Pretty much any social media.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to learn Twitter.
I know how to do Twitter, but I don't know how to get engagement on it. I used to when I made music, but now it's like a foreign thing to me.
Oh, yeah. Well, Elon might be able to help us.
That's true.
Hey, Elon!